This episode is sponsored by Renaissance Inc., the best place to find all original content. Music, video, short films, podcasts, and art. Visit Renaissance.com to listen, view, consume, and license high-quality content. Renaissance.com.
An audio experience best enjoyed in stereo. The Huckleberry Show!
Welcome to the Huckleberry Show, the lifestyle and society conversation. I'm your Huckleberry, John Claborn. We're going to talk about our visions, our roadmaps, ours, not theirs. We got to stick to our guns. I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. Let's go. I hope everybody's being safe, being healthy. So, your roadmap, your vision. Or did I say that backwards? Your vision, your roadmap. Only you know what it is. It's your road. It's your map. It's your vision. Well, I mean, here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. So, everybody has opinions and comments and things like that, and it seems like everybody's the best critic about somebody else's life. Like, they know exactly what you should be doing. Their stuff ain't right. They might have, no, usually it's not. But it's like they always got something for you, and you're just like, okay. But here's my thing. It's your vision. It's your roadmap. Now, I've come across this countless times, and that's why I felt the need to bring this up at this point, because, you know, at times you get a plan and you've got to get something done. You've got a goal to finish. And then people will come along and be like, hey, you should do this though. But what about this though? And you're just, you know, if you're not set on yourself. Let me get into it. Let me start on topic. I'm just about to been wanting to talk about this one. So let me just start with the first one. I got 4 talking points here. 4 talking points. The first one is staying on your roadmap. So the first thing to do is to make a plan first and foremost. Have something lined up, something going on that people want to criticize. So for me, for instance, it's usually business moves. It's usually things that I do business-wise, music-wise, like this podcast, my company Renaissance, things like that. I have a very specific roadmap, a very specific vision of what I had want this company to be and produce. So when I first started it, I was like, yo, this is a music production company because I do music. But I already had in mind to branch out, and that's why I didn't call it anything music-wise. Like, it's just Renaissance Inc. It's not Renaissance Records. It's not Renaissance Music. It's just Renaissance. So that way, I can do whatever I want, and it doesn't have to be a specific category, a specific industry. I can switch and go into films and do straight commercials and TV. It's still Renaissance. It's still the same. It's still me. So when I created Renaissance, everybody was like, oh, so it's like this and it's like that. I'm like, no. Like for real, just stop, because I got this in my head. Like I got it planned out, and for you to sit here and try to pick it apart and guess what I'm trying to do, like, nah, just stop. It's not gonna work. I could try to explain it, but I don't know. So the first point is only you can see it. Only you have the exact destination and the exit routes and the left turns as to what you're wanting and what you need to do. So you've always got to keep that in mind. So when I come up and I'm talking to people, it can be complete strangers too. It's so wild, like how people, I don't know. They'll just be like, oh, hey, what do you do? And I tell them what I do, and then they'll be like, oh, well, you should do this. And I'm like, how you just gonna start telling me what to do? I don't even know you. So only I can see it. So here's my sales pitch. I had to practice too. I had to practice like telling other people what it is, but I just came to the realization that only I could see it. Like only I know what I'm doing. And it just might look crazy to other people. It might look like wild to other people. It might look inefficient to other people at the time. But the roadmap in my head says, no. If I keep going down further down the road, it'll all make sense. Like you got to see the end of the road. Like you can't just look at me on the journey and be like, this doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Like, okay, yeah, right now out of context, yeah, it doesn't make sense. You keep following me though. Keep watching. You'll see it. You'll see it. So that rolls into the next one, which is distractions. So you're on your road. You're on your journey. You're like, I got this. I know what I want to do. I'm going to go here and I'm going to do that, accomplish this, then go get that. And then, yeah, the comments and opinions. Now, it's something that I also got made attention to when I've started doing my new content, which is YouTube. And what that means is like, I will get on here on my computer and what I'm doing is broadcasting my mixing, broadcasting my song production to the internet on Twitch. You can watch me live work on songs. And this artist I was working on, he was kind of nervous. He was like, man, I don't want people really seeing the work before we finish it. Like, what if they like criticize it and they're like, oh, that ad-lib was whack, or that verse ain't dope, or whose beat is that? That's garbage. And I'm just like, well, bro, like, that's distractions. You can't let people, take you out your road. Like, they don't know what we're doing. Who cares what they say? But he was really kind of stuck on it. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if we should be doing this. I'm like, we should first of all, we should definitely be doing this. Because, I mean, right now, with everything being social isolation, this is the perfect time to be doing things on the internet and sharing with each other. And not even worrying about who's watching, who's going to say this and that and the other. We kind of need each other to watch each other, to motivate each other, and to encourage each other. And I don't think, a couple haters should stop that. So distractions are easy. Comment sections. Oh, what if they talk about the song in the comments? Who cares? What do they know? They don't. They're lucky to watch us. They're lucky they get to see, professionals do what they do in real time. So it's like, bruh, let them talk. They're down there. Their opinions doesn't matter on what we're doing. We know what we're doing with the song. We have the song idea in our head. Even if they have opinions and comments, it doesn't matter. We already have it figured out. We just got to execute it and just let them watch us execute it. So, I kind of wrestled with that. I was like, I didn't know, I had kind of gotten over that a little bit earlier on in my life, and he had brought it up, and I was just like, what? I was like, nah, man, like, you can't let haters take you out your zone, man. Like, yeah, your roadmap is your roadmap. Opinions, comments, especially random people on the internet? No. If your mama said something, okay, I might be, bro, well, what's your mama say? Did it hurt your feelings or something? But a random dude on the internet, I am so past that. So past that. But I will say, it's still a thing because you've got guys like Eminem. I'll take Eminem for instance. He said this himself to this day. This is recent. 2019, 2020, 2021. Whenever you're listening to this, he said this around this era. As great as I am, as many awards as I've gotten, as many records as I've sold, comment sections are the bane of my existence. He's like, I am weak to that. I will go into the comment sections and then just beat myself up over what people say about my work. And it's just like, yeah, Eminem? Like, bro, you know you're great. Grammys, awards, tours. And he's still out here tripping about what people are saying about him on the internet. I'm just like, what? This is the Eminem. This is Mr. Hard Pants. This is Mr. I don't give a damn about nothing and nobody. And he's over here biting his nails reading the comments section. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know. Nah, you gotta shake that. That's distractions. You can't let people shake you out your zone like that easily. Nah. And that also rolls into the next one, which is pleasing everybody. Feeling like you need to ease the hate. Oh, well, he didn't like it. Maybe if I change this one little part, and then they'll like it. Oh, and then here comes another person. I don't like it. Okay. Hold on. Let me change it, and now he likes it. And here comes another. I'm not feeling that beat at all. Okay, let me hold on. Let me scratch the whole beat. Let me redo it. What are you doing? That's a rabbit hole that you just fell down. You are chasing the rabbit down the hole. You will never find the end of that tunnel. You're running around chasing rabbits, chasing comments and opinions, trying to please every single person with a comment and suggestion. No. Here's how I do it. I listen to everybody. I take it all in. And say, for instance, I won't say no names, but there's this person that's a little bit older than me, and she likes to give me advice a lot, and I've known her for a while, and I kind of respect her opinion, but then at the same time, it's like she'll start to give me advice and opinions on things outside of her, realm, and you can tell when it's like somebody is trying to talk, and there's just like, nah, bro, this ain't your topic, this ain't your discussion. You're coming off with, things that aren't true and saying things that are wrong. This isn't for you. You need to go study some more or something and read up about it. That you're not saying things correctly. And she'll kind of do that. Like, for instance, my podcast. I'm starting my podcast. She listens to it. She loves it. She likes it. But every episode, she'll listen to every episode and text me right away as soon as she hears it. Hey, you should talk about, and I'm just like, wait. This isn't your realm. Like, she does like nails and stuff. She's into fashion. She's into, this technical stuff, music, all this stuff. That's not her. So I'm looking at her like, what? How are you gonna give me advice about this? And this isn't you. Like, I would understand if somebody that also had years of recording, years of music and production giving me comments, and I'd be like, okay, he's got a background, he's got an eye viewpoint of things to have an opinion about it. But this person, like, you do nails for 8 hours a day, so, and then how you gonna turn around and tell me, what to do music wise? I don't. So in my head, that doesn't compute. I listen to her, I'm just like, okay, but I'm just, in my head, I just store it in the trash bin and then just empty it as soon as I'm done talking to her. So it was like, none of that was good information. I mean, it was just random information. Now, if I listen to somebody and then they do have authority, they do have, power in their position and knowledge in their career and profession, and then they start spouting from that angle, then I'll be like, okay, what's he saying? What's he talking about? Because this is his lane. This is his expertise. And he's giving me comments. I need to understand what he's trying to tell me. And not exactly follow it and listen to it verbatim, but store it in the memory bank up there and be like, yo, that might be important. I'm going to save that for later and reference that back. And maybe it'll be more clear in the future. Or, maybe that's not a good idea right now. But he has potential. So I'm going to store that later and maybe bring it, reference back to it every now and then just to see, like, is that still a good idea? What about that? He said that. Not yet. No, that's not it. So I take everything into consideration, but chasing that rabbit hole, trying to please everybody, trying to hit all the comments, trying to hit everybody's, changes and suggestions. No. I'm not here to please everybody. My roadmap and my vision have already been set pretty clearly, and I really don't deviate too far from that. I've trusted myself enough to know that I'm steering this ship, and I've steered it this far, so I'm placing all bets on me. And yes, thank you for trying to help me, and thank you for your suggestions. And like I said, sometimes if I see bits and pieces I like, I'll grab it. There's been people that gave me suggestions about podcast topics, and I welcome it. But at the same time, I look for good ones. I want the good ones that I want too. Not that just you want. Not just because you suggested it. You have to suggest it, and then in my head, I have to internally be like, yeah, that fits with my plan. That fits with my vision. I like that. I'm going with it. I want to use it. And I go from there. As simple as that. The next one, though, is working on explaining your vision. Because I think communication is key in that, the misunderstanding is that you're not explaining your vision right. So they're not giving you the correct advice. So I actually had to, look in the mirror and practice, a sales pitch. Well, what's Renaissance? Renaissance. That's a music production company started by me a couple years ago. I do podcasting. I do music videos. I do all kinds of things. I'm into art. I'm looking into children's books. I love people that do illustrations. And it's just me curating art and displaying it on my website. The website is more of like my resume. You can go on there and listen to all the music, everything on the website. I had a creative part in at some point, and this is my work. And this is what I do, and this is what I'm capable of. If you're interested in anything you see or hear that's in this vein, I'm your guy. What's up? And people are like, oh, okay. But when I first started, I was like, well, I do music, and then and people are just looking at me like, yeah, bro, you need to do cars. You need to work on this. And then that's when it snowballed, and people were just giving me random advice because I didn't have a clear vision and then didn't explain it clearly. But now my roadmap is very clear, and I'm able to explain it, and I'm almost at a point where people just look at me and they're like, well, damn, I guess you got this figured out. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess I kind of do. You got any advice? You got anything you want to add? And most of the time, they're like, no, that sounds good. Sounds great. Keep it up. I'm like, okay. All right. So I had to practice explaining my vision, and that helped tremendously with people just berating me with just useless information and suggestions and stuff. So explaining my vision correctly helps so much. And it's one thing to practice it, but it's another thing to not only practice it, but then to execute it. Oh, what is it? It's a music production company. Then run it like a music production company. I've had so many people explain their vision, and they told a great story. They gave me great details about what they're going to do and money they're going to spend. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. And then you watch what they actually do, and you're like, bruh, what are you doing? You told me you do this, that, and the other. And then I look up, and you're over here just doing A, B, and C. Well, your sales pitch was wrong. This ain't nothing you explained to me. What are you doing? So I had to make sure that my vision that I'm explaining, they also see me doing it. Like, oh, I'm a music production company. I do podcasts and music videos. And then they see me doing music, podcasting, and music videos. And they're like, oh, well, that's what he said he does. So here it is. That makes sense. So it's really more about not only explaining it, but make sure that's actually what you're doing. Like, that's literally what you're doing, and that people aren't confused because you're saying one thing and then doing another thing. I mean, that's a dreamer to me. Somebody that's like, they tell you this fantasy, I guess. They have this fantasy of what their company and their vision is supposed to be, and then they explain it like that, and you're like, okay. But in reality, it's like nothing even close. Like, they just not even on the mark. And you're like, well, then why did you explain it this way? Maybe if you explained it with what it really is and what you really do, you might get the actual help that you need. You might get suggestions that are useful. You might get opinions and attract people that are more in line with your vision and will wanting to help you. Because that's also the thing. If you're explaining your vision correctly, people are then able to be like, hey, I can offer you something. I have services that you might need. I have goods that you might want to look at. And that's more beneficial for you if people are more in line with what your vision is because you explained it correctly. So that was also a tremendous help because people have, like my voice actor at the intro of every podcast. I told him exactly what my podcast is, what it's about. And he's like, I'm a voice actor. I want to do your voiceovers. on everything. And I'm just like, well, I don't need voice actors on everything, but if you want to do my intro and a couple other things, he's like, down, so down. So me explaining my vision correctly triggered him in his head that he had something to offer me, and he really did. That was really useful. I actually could use a voice actor. So me explaining my vision right bought me a voice actor. So there you go. Practice getting that mirror. I even put a tie on and practice like I was, in front of a podium trying to give a speech, like I was trying to earn funding or something. Like, hey, if $1 million was on the line, somebody got blank check and they said, hey, convince me you need this blank check and how much you need. Go, explain your vision. Make me sell it to me. Make me want it. Make me see it. Blank check. Here we go. Let's go. And that's how I pictured it. Like, I explained it like money was on the line. Like, my future was at stake here. If I didn't explain this right, I wasn't going to get anything to help me move forward. So that's another, that's probably the biggest one right there, is explaining your vision. Once you get it, explain it correctly. Do what you say you do and say what you do. And with that, I want to exit out of here with this song, because this is one of my favorite songs, but at the same time, it's like, whoo, this song gets me every time. It's a little sad, and I think it's perfect for times like this where I use it more like therapy. Like, I don't really have too many bad personal demons, but I don't know, sometimes like emotionally releasing just kind of cleanses the palate, just makes everything stay clear and doesn't get any clouded than it needs to be. But on that note, I want everybody to stay healthy, stay safe. This is episode number 20, so I'm excited about that. We're like, this is an official thing. The Huckleberry Show podcast is now an official thing. I survived the 7 episode, that's the line where everybody says the podcasts usually die. Every new podcast usually die at episode 7. Whew, got past the pandemic. We survived this. We're still here. We're still recording. Still got our equipment. Still got a place to stay. So we're here. It's official. It's a thing. Episode number 20. But here, I'm leaving you with this. A song by Bekki Hlava. It doesn't even have a name. It's just a song we made. It never released it. It's just a song. Bekki Hlava.
Tell me what makes a sad song sound sad. Strip away till you feel what you once had. Tell me what